Hey guys, this is Carvin. Welcome back to the video today. I am trying something new, and I'm gonna see if it works. If it doesn't work, you guys can tell me what, if yes or no, or you can suggest other subreddits. I'm just going to start reading some entitled parents posts. Let's go. My son is disabled, so can he grab your bongos? I do a lot of work with kids who have learning disabilities, and I have got loads of stories concerning their parents. It really makes me sad when the parents refuse to teach their kids how to behave or discipline them just because they have disabilities. Certainly, there are much different criteria for how you would go about this, but it's in the child's best interest to learn how to properly interact with other people. There have been several occasions where I found myself thinking I'm glad she hit me instead of someone out on the street, because I've been trained to calmly diffuse the situation if I can, but it's really unsafe to let your child run around grabbing, smacking, screaming, or kicking strange people who could very easily react in an equally violent manner. The point of it all is I understand that the child does not know any better, but at some point, the parent cannot keep saying he just doesn't understand, instead of trying to teach their kid why that behavior isn't acceptable or provide an alternative. Anyways, EM equals entitled mom, S equals student. I'm a girl in my late teens, not particularly busty in any means, but I mean, I'm not flat-chested either. One of the boys in my camp I'm helping to teach is around 14 or 15, and he's pretty severe learning disorder. There are about 10 different kids in the group, all the different abilities and needs. The perfect world, there would be 1 or 2 kids for every counselor, but there are about 3 or 4 of us, and and one is assigned to a particular child who has a habit of running away, often in the direction of an exit towards the street. S appeared to be pretty attached to me from the get-go, and since it's hard for some of the kids to make friends, I tried to give him as much attention as I could without ignoring any of the others. I knew from the start, of course, that because of his age, all of his hormones are starting to kick in, but he doesn't know what to do with them, and so little crushes on females in his group aren't uncommon. Unfortunately, he hasn't learned about boundaries. It seems even if he has his in his late teens, he could get a little grabby. One particular incident stuck out when he ran up to me and grabbed my chest. Wouldn't let go at my prompting. After I recovered from the initial knee-jerk reaction of "What are you doing?" I gently took him aside and said something along the lines of, instead of grabbing someone, say hello first or high five and whatnot. It seemed to work. He greeted me with high fives for the rest of the summer and seemed to comprehend that I hadn't liked being grabbed. However, the teacher and I decided that he should probably let his parents or caretaker know about the incident, keep it from happening again. This is a little bit longer than I thought it was. Entered the entitled mother. I've had conversations like this probably hundreds of times. At this point, I spend a lot of free time with kids like these, so often each one for maybe a few weeks. As they come and go, I have had to tell parents that their kid did anything from punching to the instructor to running around or throwing things. Anytime we have to discipline or reprimand a child, we like to keep their parents or caretakers in a loop. Usually, I get an apology from the parent, sometimes also from the child. And then we talk about ways to keep it from happening again. Communication is important because we have to know things like, was the child agitated by something in the environment? Is it an ongoing issue? Could they be acting out because they are feeling well / are in pain? At least half of them are nonverbal, so you have to take everything into account. And I say usually because this went down differently. As we're getting everyone loaded up to go home, I pull aside EM to just let her know what happened. At this point, I know it's not like the incident came as a huge distressing thing. I'm just doing what I usually do. I explained that he grabbed me inappropriately, and that we explained to him that he shouldn't do that. And then, of course, the part of at the end where you make sure the parent doesn't think I'm mad at them or the child. Before I can even finish, the EM starts on a tangent about how her precious little baby didn't know any better and how dare we reprimand him. I say, look, we're not mad at him. This isn't the first time we've had a child do this. He said he was sorry and we moved on. We've moved on. But I'm just trying to keep her informed. I'm interrupted again by EM scolding me for wearing a V-neck t-shirt. That is no way modest, saying that I was basically tempting him. Kind of panicking at this point because I don't usually get yelled at by parents, especially not for wearing t-shirts. So I try to wave my boss over while sputtering at the typical, okay, well, I'm sorry if you think I did something wrong. I think that was a typo. EM is still acting like I've done something terrible to her child when S comes skipping over, gives me an enthusiastic greeting and a high five, and asks his mom when he's coming back to see me again. I guess this made her pretty angry because she was hoping to be able to keep playing the victim card after some BS about how I should know that he couldn't control himself and not be in this line of work if I can't handle it. EM and S stomp off. Surprisingly, S kept coming all summer despite EM's insistence that he was 100% unable to control himself or understand the situation. He stuck to high fives and always asked before he hugged me. One time he went in for a hug, stopped himself, apologized, and then waited for permission. He obviously learned from the exchange, and improved in his social skills throughout the camp. I guess his mother either didn't want to try and work with him to improve his behavior, or was so worried about his disability that she assumed she couldn't discipline him at all. Well, let me just say that, yeah, that's kind of weird, but I guess kind of makes sense, but mother freaking out shouldn't have happened, so there's that. Time to find another post. Okay. Give me both of the pizzas. My son and I deserve them. So I was in the shop buying pizza for dinner for both my stepbrother and I because why not? As I arrived at the frozen section to buy one of our favorite kinds of pizzas, only to find there was 2 left, just enough for me and my bro. Lucky, right? Wrong. In comes entitled mother and 6-year-old son. EM. Excuse me. I was wondering if you could let me take those pizzas. At this point, I didn't realize what I got myself into. She had asked something somewhat nicely and was already carrying some weight, so I thought I'd give my pizza and have something else for dinner, while letting my stepbrother have the pizza. So being nice, I offered her one of the two boxes. She stood there confused for a second and replying, "And the other one?" Me. "Oh, this one's for me. You can have this one." "Excuse me? What is my son supposed to eat?" Alarm bells by now were ringing inside my head, warning me that she was some stuck-up wrench. Just by her expression alone, I could tell she thought she was better than me. "Look, I'm offering you one. The other one is for me. It's for my brother. Take it or leave it." "Well, you should have come. You should have come earlier. Then they're both then they're both mine." Snobbishly. "Take it or leave it." By this point, I'm still holding onto both pizzas, and I've lost my patience with this woman. So I turned around while still holding onto the two boxes and made a beeline for the checkouts. I did hear her spout out unsavory things behind my back. However, considering I've got the two last pizzas, I considered that me 1, EM 0. I think the entitled parent had a similar plan to have a pizza for herself and a pizza for her child, but didn't really need to explode that way about it. But anyways, if you guys did like this video, slap the like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. World peace. If you like this, so it's just more subreddits, and I'll do them. Bye.